today it's circuit day. So we're going to put all the exercises you've learned over the last video together in one. The rest you want to have is just enough so that the technique for the next exercise doesn't deteriorate. If you find that the rest is too long, they'll just take it out completely and move from one to the next one.
We're not having any rest today though, because it will bore you to just sit watching us resting.
And Karen doesn't need to have any rest, because she can just run straight through. Right, so the first exercise is going to be the squat. Right, so she's going to just do 5 to make this video nice and short. And you're going to have your feet, ordinary squat, neutral stance for your feet. So you're going to be just right between your hips and your shoulders. And we're going to do 5 ordinary squats. Keeping the weights in the heels, just holding that eggshell underneath the arch of the foot.
And obviously if you know that you need to do some of that mobility work from day 2, you could add some of your hip, that's a hip, that's an ankle stretches and your hip stretches to the squats, and then perhaps go back and do some more afterwards.
And now she goes to narrow. So narrow squat next. Again, 5. Excuse me. So again, keeping for the narrow squat does work more ankle mobility. So as Karen mentioned earlier, you're going to have to look at some of these stretches in between if you find it is aching the ankles. So coming next is the wide squat. So again, she takes the toes out to the sides, wide open hips and shoulders, weights in the heels.
I'm regretting my long bike ride earlier.
Coming in next, going to go straight into the single leg deadlift. We'll use no weight for this, but again, if you want to have a weight, feel free to add that progression.
5?
For all 5s, please, Karen. Weights in the heel. Don't forget, if you feel the weight pushes forward to the toes, Karen's going to push this back leg away from her. She can't balance herself.
Both legs?
Yep, and then squeeze your glutes on the way back up. Glutes or...
I'll give you squeeze glutes.
Glutes or buttocks, whatever it makes you know what to squeeze.
Squeeze your peaches.
And then coming in next, we have those stiff legs. So the knee is less bent. And again, weights in the heel. You should feel the back of the leg is pulling more during this exercise. Is that the case, Karen?
It is pulling more, Chris.
Yeah, well done.
I don't know whether that's 4 or 5. I think that's 5
That's
now.
5.
Yeah.
That's right. If you find the balance is going in between these, it's okay to take a little breather. Or you can, if need be, pop that swinging leg back down to the floor just to reposition you. So don't feel you have to just run through in a HIIT or an insanity style workout.
What's next, mister?
Right, down to your shoulders. So shoulder blades first. So Karen's going to go straight onto her toes for this one. Knees are about 2 inches from the floor, and she's going to do 10 shoulder blade press-ups. Eventually, this needs to be done fairly quickly. Now, control to learn the exercise, and then the speed Karen is then doing it is superb.
Thank you.
If you want to go slow, train slow. We want to actually move with a little bit of effort rather than going too slow.
I am sweating.
It is quite challenging when you do this all the way through.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Down.
Good. We're going to go into the opposite arm, opposite leg. Which we Yeah, I know. Right, so she's back onto her toes. Same position she was from her shoulder blade press-ups. Now what she's going to do is she's just going to try and just very gently lift her hand and her foot off the floor. There we go.
Put my knees on the floor, right?
Knees can be, and then eventually they go on to the knees lift to the floor, and then you can go into your full plank or press-up position.
Okay.
Yep, 4.
Oh.
Don't cheat yourself, Karen. Don't cheat yourself. And then 5. Excellent. Stick time. Okay, that's you. So upright row. Feel you're pulling the bar apart.
Can you see I'm warm now?
Pulling the bar apart. Wrists straight, elbows in line with the shoulders. Oh no, hands are fine with it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it.
5?
Yep. And then into the overhead press. So starting here, side arm, as Karen pushes up to the top, finishes the move by just squeezing the shoulders up towards the ears. That little move.
That's nice.
There you go. Up and squeeze.
Can I have that help again? That's nice.
Up and squeeze.
Oh, it's worth your money, that.
That's one. Okay, and then into the bent over row. Tipping down to the knees. She pulls in, and again, this is very similar to the shoulder blade press up from the floor, but you're just adding this stick into that. You run the bar up your thighs, so it's almost in line with the belly button. Karen was just, just doing bad technique for purposes of the correction.
I was distracted by my children.
And there we go, So we just did 5 each one.
Ooh.
But you may find that more is good for you or less. The idea is that you get towards the end of each exercise and it's challenging enough so you feel you need a rest in between doing the next one.